Greetings, everyone. This is IELTS listening practice task. In the IELTS test, you will hear some recordings and you have to answer questions on the basis of what you hear. You will have time to read the instructions and questions and check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Now we move on to section 1 and you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. So here we begin. Good morning. My name is Yati. Welcome to Happy's Nursery. How can I help you today?
Good morning. My wife and I were hoping that we might be able to enroll our daughter with you.
We do have space, so that should be fine. What's the age of your daughter?
She's 3.
Okay, now I need to take some details first.
Of course.
To begin with, I need your and your wife's names.
My name is Ankit and my wife's name is Gloria.
Would you spell Ankit for me, please?
Ankit.
And Gloria?
Gloria.
Thank you. And can I assume that both of you live together at the same address?
Yes, we do.
Can I have the full address?
It is 37 Castle Crescent, Batley.
And the postcode, please?
It's BA37TR.
Thank you. Now, can I take some telephone numbers for you and your wife?
Of course. Our home number is 153 8853285.
Thank you. And do you have mobile numbers?
Yes, mine is 7770728 and my wife's is 07743812541.
Could you say your wife's again, please?
Of course, it's 07743812541.
Thanks. I've got all that down. Could I also have the numbers of you both where you work?
My office number is 01538926477 and my wife's work number is 01538596821.
Thanks. Now I'll talk about our fee structure a little later, but how would you like to pay our fees?
We'll pay it by cash.
That's fine. Thank you. So your daughter, what's her name?
It's Isa. She has no last name.
Good. She's 3 years old. I know that. Does she have any allergies that you know of?
The only one we know of is that she's allergic to dogs.
Okay, I have made a note of it. It won't be a problem. There are no animals in our nursery, and none of our teachers has a pet.
Good. That's very reassuring.
Now you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now, I suppose you know quite a lot about us already as you have chosen us to look after your daughter.
That's right. We're friends who have their children here.
Oh, that's good. I would still like to talk about our systems here a bit, though.
Oh, yes, that's fine.
So we start doing activities at 7:30 a.m., but parents can drop off their children at any time after 6:30. From 6:30, we always have a team of carers who will supervise your child while she plays with the others, and they will clean and change her when necessary. You don't need to bring anything in that regard, as we will have all that is necessary here.
Do we need to bring anything else for Isa?
Just a sweater for going outside and a couple of changing of clothing in case she gets dirty. Keep it in a good quality bag and have it clearly marked as Isa's.
Okay. What happened if Isa is sick?
We will, of course, call you and your wife straight away if she's sick. You will need to pick her up as soon as you can when that happens, as we don't want any other child to catch illnesses. In the unlikely event of anything really serious, we are just a mile away from the county hospital. Also, we always have a nurse on duty who specializes in children. So your child will always have good supervision in terms of health.
Great, thank you.
The end of daytime activities is 4 o'clock, though you can pick Isa earlier if you wish. Also, we offer supervision until 6:30 for people who work late. We ask that you do not arrive later than that to pick up your child, as our staff will want to get home to their families. If you are unavoidably detained, please call our number, which is in our admission form.
That shouldn't be a problem for us, as we both finish work at around 4 o'clock.
Good. Finally, I would like to tell you about a new service that we are running. It will cost extra outside our usual fee structure, but it's proving to be incredibly popular. We now offer supervision at the weekends so that parents can be free to shop, travel a little, or do other necessary things that would be awkward with a young child.
I don't think we'd need that often, as we wouldn't like to leave Isa then as we see her so little during the week. It would be very useful for the unexpected things and emergencies, though.
Well, let's move on to the fee structure. This is the end of section 1. You have half a minute to check your answers. Now we move on to section 2. You will hear a man giving some people information about an old age care center. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this open day at the Green Trees Old Age Center. My name is Charles, and I would like to tell you a little about us today. I have met some of you already, and I know that some of you are thinking of coming to stay here yourselves, and some of you are here to see it will suit a friend or relative of yours. So, we offer skilled elderly care for up to 50 residents. We have places for both men and women, with men being accommodated on the first floor and women on the second floor. We have 3 lifts that service all the floors for those who find stairs challenging. All our rooms are single, and therefore we are not suited to looking after married couples together. All our rooms are cleaned daily. Some types of pet are allowed, but this has to be discussed with the manager. The manager will decide on a case by case basis. The common areas are exceptionally luxurious. We have lounges, television rooms, and games room which are open to all residents. Our dining room is well appointed as the rest of our facilities, and our food is exceptional. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served, of course, every day, and special diet plans, for example, for diabetics, can be catered for after consultation. If residents get hungry between meals, there is coffee and green tea available, and mid morning with snacks. An afternoon tea is served every day with sandwiches and pancakes. In good weather in the summer, afternoon tea is served outside on the lawn. One important part of any old age center is our facilities for nursing. Older people need a special type of care the older they get, and this must be combined with opportunities to retain chances for being independent as much as is practical. Green Trees has full time nurses on duty 24 hours a day. These nurses have specialized in old age care and are all greatly experienced in this field. We also have access to extra specialized carers when the need arises. In addition to this, we have a local GP who visits twice a week. This GP is also able to visit at other times when necessary, including at night time. Green Trees is a fee charging establishment. I don't want to tell you about our fees here, but all the details are available on our leaflets by the door and also on the website. The fees advertised are our current ones, but be aware that fees change every 6 months depending on our costs. Now you have some time to look at the answers. Now we move on to questions 16 to 20. You have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Okay, so here we begin. Green trees also have a variety of activities for our residents both inside and outside our premises. Our activities provide our residents opportunities to have fun, exercise their brains and bodies, and meet new friends. Twice weekly, we have sessions in our games room. This includes playing cards, bingo, board games, quizzes, and a lot of other activities. At Green Trees, we know it's important to meet different people, and so residents are always allowed to invite a guest to these evenings. In this way, everyone gets to meet new people and develop new friendships. We also have regular puzzle sessions at different times of the day with crosswords, Sudoku, and other stimulating and fun activities. One exciting and new venture that we are doing right now is getting residents to tell their life stories. Sometimes it's not so easy to recall everything, but the attempt often brings back things previously forgotten. We also encourage the recollections to be recorded or written down, which is great for younger relatives who find out things that they never would do otherwise. All these activities lead to fitness in the brain for seniors, and this has become an important part of lifelong well being. It's equally important to get our green trees from time to time. We run regular visits to the theatre, opera, cinema, local markets, and to places of local interest. We only organize one-day trips in case our residents get too tired. Family members can, of course, take residents out for overnight trips or longer whenever they want. We ask, of course, to be kept informed of any time spent away so we can organize our food and care schedules accordingly. One very popular activity in Green Trees is gardening. We have extended gardens, and when the weather is appropriate, residents can change their clothes and go outside and get dirty. Gardening can be a very fulfilling activity for the adult. Tending plants can overcome feeling of isolation by giving individuals the opportunity to play a more active part in the world around them. Being responsible for the care of plants can also help residents feel more in control. The problem for a lot of elderly people is that manual work in the garden can cause serious aches and pains while also worsening existing problems. We will give you training and special tools that will keep you safe and healthy. Our two gardeners will be there to supervise and give advice, and I'm afraid residents also have to follow their orders about what is planted and where. This is the end of section 2. You have half a minute to check your answers. Now we move on to section 3, and you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. You will hear two students, Ross and Lily, discussing their engineering work placements.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, Ross. How have you been?
I'm doing good. So, Lily, do you know what you're doing for your engineering work placement?
Well, I've applied for something in aviation engineering.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my application for that was turned down. So I've also applied for a practical job working on bridge construction in Brisbane.
Was that successful?
No, they called and said someone else had taken the job. So I applied for a job helping in an engineering office in town.
So that's what you're doing.
They offered me, and I was about to accept when the bridge people called and said the person who had accepted had dropped out. So I have ended up with that.
Well done. You'll learn a lot with that.
I'm sure I will. It's not aviation, but it's still very interesting. What about you, Ross?
Oh, I didn't have too much trouble. Fortunately, my father has an engineering firm, so he's taken me on.
Oh, that should be great fun.
It might be, but you don't know my dad. He'll work me to death. It might have been better just to have some road surveying for the local government. That would have been boring, but at least 9 to 5.
I thought that you had applied for work on an ridge off Borneo.
I wanted to do that, but they said I didn't have the breadth of knowledge for working there. What about Derek?
He had a placement working out in Antarctic, but he had to turn it down.
Oh no, why?
He was worried about the extreme cold, but they said he would be okay with that. His dad's doctor is in a hospital, and he said that the months he was there would present no problems. However, his old trouble with blood circulation was noticed by the company supervisor working there, and she said that it was too big a risk being so far from a hospital in case this came back.
What about your friend Tanya?
She's got a placement in Brisbane Department of Roads that fits in with what I want to do when I worked out in the end.
She had 3 offers in the end.
Oh, good for her.
What were they?
Her tutor recommended working in a shipbuilding yard as he's got some contacts there. He said she would get a really constructive job there. The second was in gas drilling, as her cousin works in that, and he said he would sort her things with something and she would learn a lot. And the last one was with the city engineering department. Her boyfriend works there and he wants her to be close.
Which did you did her which did she choose?
Well, she's always been interested in geology and the search for underground wealth, so she chose the one searching for gas. That's the field she would like to work in after graduation, although she'll find herself far away from any civilization for most of her time. This one is right out in the desert. By the way, how do we notify our department about our choices? Do we just give them a call or tell our tutors?
There's an online form that needs to be printed out and filled in. I don't think you can send it as an attachment.
You're right. It needs to be signed by a tutor and they need an original for their copy, so it needs to be given in face to face.
You'd think that nowadays they'd accept a scan of a signed document that was sent by email. I mean, it's valid legally.
Our professors, some of them don't even know how to open their emails. This was the end of section 3. Now you have half a minute to check your answers. Now we move on to section 4. You have to read questions 31 to 37. You will hear a lecture on hypnosis, hypnotism, and hypnotherapy. Hello, everyone. Today, in our psychology lecture, we are going to look at hypnosis, hypnotism, and hypnotherapy. First of all, let's look at some definitions. Hypnosis is an inferred psychophysiological state characterized by greater possibilities for influence and is thought to be an altered state of consciousness. Hypnotism is the study and use of suggestion with the presence of hypnosis, while hypnotherapy or clinical hypnosis, as it's sometimes referred to, is a form of therapy in which the use of hypnotism constitutes the core of the treatment. Simply speaking, hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness. Hypnotherapy, therefore, is the use of an altered state of consciousness or trance for a therapeutic endpoint. This means that people are not treated with hypnosis but are treated in hypnosis. All hypnotic states are characterized by a tremendously pleasant state of calm, which individuals allow themselves to enter, so that desired and beneficial suggestions may be given directly to the part of the mind known as subconscious. Under hypnosis, the conscious and the rational part of the brain is temporarily avoided, making the subconscious part, which influences mental and physical functions, receptive to therapy. During the trance state, there is heightened concentration for the specific purpose of maximizing potential, changing limiting beliefs and behaviors, and gaining insight and wisdom. Although hypnosis may be light, medium, or deep, a medium trance is usually used, during which breathing and the heartbeat slow and the brain produces alpha waves. Normal levels of consciousness, such as sleeping, dreaming, or being awake, can be detected in the wave patterns produced by the brain. The state of hypnosis differs from all three. In alpha state, the body gradually achieves a particular relaxation. Hypnosis, meditation, daydreaming, being absorbed in a book or music or television, driving and arriving at your destination without recalling all the usual hallmarks are all good examples of alpha states. It is still not well known how hypnosis influences the brain. One popular theory is that it affects the mechanisms of attention, which occurs in one area of the brain called the ascending reticular formation, located in the brainstem. This area, which has many functions related to sleep, alertness, and the sensorial perception, continuously bombards the rest of the brain with stimuli coming from the sense organs. The inhibition of the ascending reticular formation leads to stress of extreme calm. So, how about how does hypnotherapy work? The subconscious mind is the source of many of our problems and self images, and our beliefs, habits, and behaviors are stored there as information. The subconscious is a tremendous reservoir of our unrecognized strengths and the knowledge. Hypnosis is a natural and effective technique for assessing the subconscious mind and the key to unleashing our potential so that we can change our unwanted habits and behaviors and find solutions to our problems and concerns. Once the individual has achieved a hypnotic trance state, the hypnotherapist uses many different therapeutic methods ranging from simple suggestions to psychoanalysis. For example, the therapist may ask about the past, present, or future concerns to establish the reasons for a particular problem. Alternatively, the therapist may give suggestions to the subconscious mind aimed at overcoming specific problems such as lack of self confidence. While some users, such as calming a person, need minimal change on the part of the individual, more complex behaviors such as overeating, panic disorders, depression, they require a more complex intervention together with psychological homework. Now you have some time to look at questions 38 to 40. Hypnotherapy is a form of healing subject to much skepticism in the medical and scientific professions, in spite of it being conducted by the qualified practitioners. Whilst it has been clearly ascertained through various studies that a course of hypnotherapy can coincide with the improvement of a patient's medical health, it is not simple to draw a direction correlation between that improvement and the process of hypnotherapy itself. This is partly because there are a few visible or extreme changes to metabolism during hypnotherapy. Further to this, patients react very differently, and so a representative sample may not be all that representative at all. This makes it difficult to ascertain who reacts well to hypnotherapy and who has just a natural propensity to recover from the ailment that they were treated for. Many tests have shown that hypnotherapy has helped patients' condition in conjunction with traditional medicine, and that the effect of the hypnosis has only had a purely placebo basis. Patients therefore have a positive mental response to treatment, but that this is only the patient's perception and is not due to the success of the treatment. Finally, hypnotherapy is often criticized because those criticizing it have little knowledge of the processes and underlying methods. While there are doubts about the reliability of hypnotherapy as a method of healing, or indeed as a method for helping people to deal with stress or to quit smoking, there seems no reason to doubt the effective results that it seems to produce in some patients. This is the end of section 4. Now you have half a minute to check your answer. This is the end of listening test. Now you have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the listening answer sheet.